today's game, Gujarat Titans take on a desperate KKR in a high-stakes clash at the Eden Gardens. Of course, Eden Gardens, 7:30 p.m. is where all the fans will congregate, and this is where KKR languish in the eighth position, just 9 points from 11 matches, and they need to win this match to keep up in the game. Shubman Gill side is well balanced. Titans side is powered by the likes of Butler, Sudarshan, Rashid Khan, and Rabada, and their far favorites for a victory here could virtually seal their playoff spot. Having already beaten KKR earlier this season at home, KKR will bank on Rahane's leadership, explosive start from Finn Allen, Rinku Singh's finishing, and the spin duo of Narayan Varun on a pitch expected to offer good tussle between the two. Well, expect a crackling contest. Erin, your assessment of this team, you've watched it very closely as a commentator from very neutral stance from Sri Lanka. What do you make up of the KKR? Do you think they're on a sliding down roll, especially with their captain not coming to the fore or the loss of big coaches? Your views?
Well, if you talk about the KKR throughout the season, it has been a roller coaster. You know that they lost 5 games on the trot, then they won 4 games on the trot, and now they have lost their final game. So it has been a roller coaster for KKR. Well, on paper, if you see, it's a fabulous team. Lots of big names, lots of players who can really deliver whenever it's required. And I believe Ajante Rahane, he has been a very calm and cool captain once again. He has played his role, but it has just been that season they haven't been able to perform continuously. So they have been pushed into a situation where they need to definitely win this game if they are looking for a chance in the playoffs. So on the other hand, Gujarat Titans, they have won 5 games on the trot. They have the better over KKR, winning 4 games out of the 5 games. So on paper, you may feel that KKR are still a better team, but with the form that Gujarat Titans have carried throughout this season, and looking at the past few games, you would say that KKR will have to fight really hard. And since it's a do or die game for KKR, I still believe that they might come really hard today.
David, when you have a balanced side, not very big names, but you have Rabada and Rashid Khan, and then you have Gill leading from the top. Do you think Gujarat Titans are like the South African team of the WTC series? Not big players, they come in and chip at the right time, win the trophy, and just quietly get out. Do you think they are innocuously not showboating their success as much as they should be? Your views?
Well, I mean, there's plenty of time for showboating once they've actually won something or qualified. Too early for that. But what's impressed me is the man from the West Indies, Jason Holder. He didn't play until their seventh match. And since he's come in, he's taken, 13 wickets in 6 matches, provides experience on the, in terms of supporting Shubman Gill with his captaincy experience at international level, scored some useful runs as well. To me, since Jason Holder's come in, he's really balanced the team's picked up 2 Player of the Match awards. I like him there in the middle order. I think you can trace the change of fortunes of the Titans since Jason Holder came into that team. And, well, they've got some pretty big names, Sunil, with the likes of Shubman Gill, Jos Buttler, Rashid Khan. And one of the guys that I would like to highlight is Rabada. If you've got Kagiso Rabada in your team, he's shown his real quality, hasn't he? Some of the test match players that we've seen in this tournament have shown their class. And Rabada, for me, has taken wickets at key times. He's bowled really well, got movement. So I like the look of this Titans team now. We saw Washington Sundar chipping in the last game when required. We just need a big innings from Shubman Gill, probably the skipper. So I think that the Titans team for me is stronger in terms of current form and is a better balanced team. KKR have got their names as well, but I think one of their names, Cameron Green, gives me no pleasure at all to see an Australian not performing. But he's one of those that hasn't really, justified the big price tag on his head, has he? He's not done enough to justify that. And I think, that's probably what's held KKR back. But it should be a good encounter, as we said, for the reasons that this tournament doesn't really give any team an easy passage. So Gujarat Titans will have to fight for it today because, as Aaron said, KKR will really want to make a point on their home ground as well. They've been on the road, they're coming back to home. It could be their day today, but to me, their batting, yeah, it's just looked a bit thin. Rinku Singh looked like he was in form last time. The youngster Raghuvanshi, I know he's one of these emerging players, one of these younger Indian players coming through. He's looked good, but putting it up against the Titans, probably give Titans the edge for me today.
Well, you've already answered the last question of our segment, but let me just ask you, is it because KKR hasn't got into the act together because they've got an uninspiring, insipid skipper? No big coaches there. Let's bite the bullet, David.
Well, I tend to agree with you, Sunil. At the end of the day, Rahane is one of those nearly guys. You know, he's nearly a great international player. He's nearly been a great captain, but he never quite cements that. You know, we've seen what he's capable of. He showed us in a very short innings in KKR's last match what he can do, but he didn't capitalize on that. So I think you're right. Insipid is a good word. It's not quite got the killer instinct, and yeah, it's a slightly weak captaincy in my view. I like Shubman Gill's captaincy. I liked it at international level, where I think he gained a lot of good experience captaining India in the test, and I think that's put him in good stead for his captaincy of the Titans. But as I say, Titans have improved since Jason Holder. I with players like Rabada in that team today, I'd be interesting to see what surface KKR produce. If there's any help for the seamers, then I think that will also help the Titans today.
Well, absolutely. Moving on to Satish. Satish, Sunrisers Hyderabad sit on a third IPL 2026 table with 14 points, 12 games, and a solid net run rate of plus 33. Very much alive in the playoffs as they head into the final two matches against CSK and RCB. In our special segment of the day today, we break down the three key scenarios for Pat Cummins' men. Of course, Pat Cummins is someone is an Aussie that David Brooks almost approves of as an Englishman, but that's a good thing that he's done justice to the big tag that he's got. But the first winning both remaining games to reach the 18 points and almost certainly lack the top four spot. Top two finishes, second splitting the matches to hit 16 points where their healthy net run rate should see them through. But um, will need another result to fall into place. And third winning, just one or none, putting them on the edge and relying heavily on the net run rate when they get on to the part. What you see on your screen right now are the three scenarios in which the team is going to play and what they look at. Let's look at the creatives on the screen right now. Road to qualification. But Satish, what has impressed you in SRH as a team, as a unit that has been so threatening to all the top names?
SRS batting, undoubtedly. They have a very, very aggressive, strong firepower batting. So they have been really relying on the batting to put them in big scores, which didn't happen this year. I think all the teams have understood how to keep them attacking batsmen quiet, and I think the lack of form of Travis Head is also not helped them much. Even Abhishek Sharma has not is done some fits and starts kind of a scenario where he came good in few games. He had a good start, but he has not failed it. But overall, it's Sunrisers batting gives them the massive advantage. But having said that, the bowling has complemented well. That's where they were able to maintain that winning momentum. But though the consistency has not been as consistent as the last year, they are probably winning two games and losing one game and one loss. So they are not able to be consistent because the bowling still has some form of say you need to fill in some holes there. But after that was earlier stage as well. When Cummins came back, that was they filled up and they are looking really threatening. And I still feel at 14 points, Sunrisers have a good advantage over the others, but still nothing can be taken lightly until the last game or the last ball is bowled in IPL. Any team can make it. because if you look at the table, even Delhi Capitals, who are probably on the 7th, can actually come to 14 points, which is exactly where Sunrisers are there. And so if Sunrisers lose the next 2 games to CSK and RCB, then the run rate could also come into play. That's another scenario. But overall, I still feel Sunrisers are maintaining a fair amount of consistency over the last couple of years. I think they will be happy to make it to the, or I would say they will be fancying the chances quite well to make it to the playoffs because their batting is phenomenal.
Erin, when you look at the scenario first, of course, win both the matches, grab 8 points, 100% qualification, their chances are. When you look at scenario 2, which is currently on your screen right now, you win 1, you lose 1, you get 16 points, and 85 to 95% chances of the qualification. Win versus CSK preferred because the other match is going to be a little tough for them. Do you think Sunrisers Hyderabad are better suited to look at scenario 2 than go for 100% win right now? Erin? Erin, if you could hear me. I think it's there seems some technical problem.
Yeah.
I'd go to David Brooks. David Brooks, if you can talk about the possible chances of them winning just one match and they'll be 90%, they'll be in a position to win that. Your views?
Yeah, no, I think SRH are a team to be feared because, yeah, they haven't all fired at the same time. Travis Head, I agree, has been disappointing, but they have got Klaassen, still got the purple cap, which is pretty remarkable for someone coming in at 4 or 5, isn't it? And when you've got Ishan Kishan there, you've got Abhishek Sharma. Yeah, if they win one or both of those, I still fancy them to qualify. As Satish says, with Cummins in the team as captain, they're a much better side. Cummins doesn't know the meaning of the word to lose. He will, once he's there, I think they've got a very strong prospects. I'd be very surprised if they're not in that, not in the top 4. And the other player that's really impressed me is our new Malinga, the nephew of the great Malinga. I think he's someone to watch, isn't he? He's had a very good tournament. And yeah, I think I would back SRH to qualify.
Erin, you've watched the junior Malinga as well, very closely covering the matches. Just give us a little peep inside him while we look at the third scenario, which is if they lose everything, where do they stand? But